Hey guys, and welcome back to my channel. I am Letitia and this is That's So Letitia. So for today's video, I am actually going to be reviewing, first impression review of Anastasia Beverly Hills one of her newest creations. So right now I'm going to be reviewing one of her many launches, which is her Luminous foundation. I picked this one up in Ulta just I want to say yesterday, and I was highly intrigued to test it out. Reason being is just not too long ago, there were not foundations, that had a broad shade range. And now that all of these companies, their shade ranges are increasing, the shades are becoming more inclusive, I was definitely excited to try this one out. So regarding the Anastasia foundation, it comes in 50 shades. There is deep, medium, fair, tan, and light. With deep and light actually having the smallest amount of shades in those particular categories, medium being the one that has the most shades at this time. I do suspect that they may, in fact, at a later time, decide to add more shades on. This one boasts medium coverage, says that it's lightweight, it's actually water resistant, and it is supposed to last for up to 8 hours. So the shade that I picked, I was actually assisted by one of the associates in Ulta. She did match me according to my chest, so fingers crossed that this is the correct shade for me. The one that I got, it's actually, I want to say, one of their latter shades in the medium, or I'm sorry, not the medium, the tan range. This one is 450C. And for tan, it actually goes all the way up to 490W, with there being several shades that are tan with cool undertones, tan or medium or dark with warm undertones, and then they even have some that have neutral undertones. So this is the bottle that it comes in. It has the standard 1 ounce fluid content, and the price is, I believe, $38 before tax. So with respect to how I normally do my foundation, I'm not going to do it any different, and we are going to see if it actually holds up. The only thing left for me to do is apply my moisturizer. As always, it is the Ren Evercalm. I'm just going to apply that now. And as again, or like I said before, I'm actually excited for this season's launches. The makeup world is really stepping out of its traditional comfort zone by way of adding colors, shades, and textures that are normally not seen. We have several different makeup brands that have decided to go out of the traditional norm and offer more in the way of products that are more inclusive, so to speak. So we no longer have just those 3 or 4 shades, the token shades, the mahoganies, the ebonies, the Nubians, that whole bit for women of color, women who are tanned, to play around with, mix and match, dilute, and concentrate in order to get their perfect tone. Now we actually have companies that we can go in, pull right off the shelf, and get our tone, and it look flawless. So now that I have the moisturizer on, I'm going to follow up with my primer Today I'm going to be using Makeup Forever Radiant Primer, available at Sephora as well as online. So let me pump some of this out. The consistency, even when I screwed it off, it's fairly thick, about the standard consistency of most foundations. I'm just going to shake it. It does not necessarily say to shake, but why not? Okay, so I got 2 full pumps. Yeah, it's pretty thick. Okay, and I'm just going to use, as I do with majority of all of my other foundations, I do prefer to use a brush as opposed to a beauty blender that sometimes to me makes you use or overuse product, and sometimes it does not distribute evenly. So I'm just going to dab the product on the brush. Wow. I I really like this. Oh my. First impressions, it feels very lightweight. It doesn't feel heavy. It went on very well with me using the brush, to the point where, to be very honest with you, I don't even think I need to use my beauty blender to, like, you know, pat it in, because the application it was seamless just using my brush. The color is perfect. The shade it's spot on. It doesn't feel heavy. Like, it honestly feels like I don't have anything on my face. Anastasia, you hit it out the park with this one. I can only imagine the rest of the products that you are bringing out this summer, girl, because this right here, oh my gosh, the other brands, their foundations, they're gonna have to step it up. I'm liking this one. Yeah, this one gets a thumbs up. I'm gonna continue, because I can stand here and just admire the finish on this all day, but I can't. I said I was gonna make this one short. I got a hair appointment, and then I gotta check back in with you guys in 8 hours to let you know how it held up. So I'm gonna continue. Moving along, I'm now going to apply my concealer. Again, Juvia's Place, 2 colors. The one for contour is in 6, and the highlight is going to be in 13. So I'm just going to apply, because although the foundation itself went on without a hitch, I would like to see how well does it play with other products. Now, she does have like a finishing powder. I believe I saw some highlight powder as well. However, I just wanted the base. I just wanted the foundation. I have so many other products that are being, you know, that are waiting to be reviewed. I didn't want to overwhelm or underwhelm the process. And I know there are many of us out there that actually mix and match brands and products. I'm one of them. So I wanted to see how well does this foundation play with other brands. Okay, and we're just gonna tack it down or let it dry down. And while we are waiting, I am going to kind of touch up my eyebrows. I see that there's a little bit of correcting that I can do from just the foundation process. Okay, and honestly, because I didn't really apply that much concealer or concealer for highlight, let's go ahead and get it going. So I'm just going to blend it in, this time using my damp beauty blender. Okay, so now that we have our concealers blended, I'm going to use some of my Fenty Universal Invisimatte blotting powder, just because I have a super oily T-zone. I sometimes need the extra help, especially with this one, because it does not say it's a matte. It does not say that, you know, it's formulated for people with oily skin. So I don't want to put that claim on this foundation, because that's definitely not what it says. And now I'm going to set the foundation, or at least set the highlight, and I'm going to use my Laura Mercier, and it's in medium dark, and I just use this to set the areas that I use the highlight on. For those of you out there who are on the fence about buying this setting powder, I highly advise you to buy it. This setting powder is a game changer. I know I'm late to the party, but I'm glad I still came, because initially I was using a banana powder in the traditional banana tone, and it did not look natural. It did not look realistic. It looked more or less like you tried too hard. And with this one, it's very close to it basically blends in very well with your complexion, but it still gives you that highlight, but it's a natural highlight. It doesn't look forced. Okay, so that is it for the setting of the highlight. And then I'm going to use, for my contour, I'm going to use my Too Faced matte bronzer in medium deep. Funny thing about it, both products, the highlight and the contour setting powder, are in medium deep, but they actually serve two separate purposes, and they're not really the exact same tone, so it still works. Okay, and then we are just going to kind of fluff away any of the possible loose setting powder from the highlight. And then I'm going to wrap it up by just applying some of my Too Faced Hangover 3-in-1 Replenishing Finish and Setting Spray. And that is it for now. I am off to go to the hairdresser. I will report back in with you guys in 8 hours. We will see how this one held up. Thus far, I am not mad at her. Girlfriend did her thing with this foundation. I hope she is proud of it. I love that she has 50 shades. Very inclusive. I mean, this one, I can't say enough, good things about it thus far. 1 ounce of fluid product, $38 price point, which is comparable with many of the prestigious brands out there. A great variety of colors. I have a very oily face, supposed to be combo, but it's primarily oily. So that is my only skepticism, is that I hope that this one holds up. So I will check back in with you guys soon, and we will definitely see what the end result of this one is going to be. Check in with you soon. Bye. Hey guys, it's Letitia again, and as promised, I am back with the second portion of my first impression review of Anastasia Beverly Hills' newest foundation. So I've had this one on now for, I want to say, close to 9 hours. I applied it at 1:30 p.m. It is now approaching 10:30 p.m. my time. I have not reapplied. There is minimal oil breakthrough. However, I like that because it looks natural. There's nothing that, I would need to blot out. It's just, hey, I have pores, I have oily skin. You're going to have a little bit of that to show through. But I'm very impressed, especially for this one to not be labeled as, a matte or formulated for people with oily skin. I'm thoroughly impressed. Anastasia Beverly Hills did not disappoint. I have heard nothing but great things about her products. So I knew going into this review that this was going to be a great product. I was just a tad bit skeptical about possible oil breakthrough, just because how oily my skin is regardless of the foundation. I have some where it is formulated for people with oily skin, and baby, let me tell you, by hour 4 or 5, I'm walking around looking like I just been drained out of a frying pan, looking like a whole chicken by the face. Oil is everywhere. So for me to try this one out, and it says it's luminous as opposed to being matte, I definitely appreciate this one. I wore it all day. The only thing that I applied to my face was lashes and a little bit of gloss, and that was while I was getting my hair cut. Yes. So I did not reapply any sort of setting powder, setting spray. Everything that I applied earlier that you guys saw, that is exactly what I have on now. I even have hair remnants all throughout my foundation from when I got my hair cut earlier. And I wanted to keep it that way so that this review would be genuine. So 2 thumbs up to her. I'm thoroughly impressed again. There was no transferring. I hugged a few people, kissed my kids, and it did not transfer, did not smudge. So this one I give 2 thumbs up. Matter of fact, 10 fingers and 10 toes. If you guys were on the fence about purchasing this one, what's $38? I mean, it's definitely worth it. And I only used a small amount. What I didn't show on camera earlier was that I still had like a whole handful of product that I could have used to put on somebody else's face. So it does not take much. The coverage is amazing. It's extremely lightweight, and it's definitely worth the coins. I think this one is worth the coins. So with that being said, I am out of here for the evening. Your girl is exhausted. I have to now go shower and get all this loose hair off of me. However, before I do bid you guys farewell, if you like this video, please give me a thumbs up. And if you have not yet subscribed, I highly suggest you do so, because this bold haircut is just the first of many great surprises that I have in store for you guys. And with that being said, as always, thank you so much for watching. And until next time, take care. Bye.